What's up? Welcome to the weekly drop episode 11.
Oh, that sounded bad.
You sound amazing, per usual, always. Welcome to episode 11. Yeah, we took last week off.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was much needed.
Yeah, I feel like we both were tired. I mean, I'm speaking for you as well, but I feel like I was tired. I had just gone through some lady tings. Mm-hmm. You know the vibes.
I don't.
You don't, but the girlies know the vibes. And I just was like, no, I'm not doing this right now. And I feel like anytime you need a break, take that break. You don't have to hold up to anybody. My brother was asking for the podcast and he could wait. He could wait.
He can.
And he did.
And he will.
Period. So I'm Erica.
And I'm Michael.
And we are best friends who date. We live together, all that good stuff. You can stay updated with our social media. Follow us on Instagram at The Weekly Drop Pod. That's POD. You can also follow us on Facebook at The Weekly Drop. And yeah, so we're trying out like a new
format,
I guess, flow of how we're doing the podcast. Before we were doing like kind of like bullet points, very like we're doing this section, now we're doing this section, and we want it to flow better. So we got some advice from my awesome coworker, and we're just hoping that it
flows naturally
and that you guys like this. And if not, we can edit it up a little bit more. But I think everybody needs to continue to grow, and I mean, I don't know, Adapt, yes.
And we're going to get some video footage this week, too. So that's cool.
And I think life is ever evolving.
Always.
Changing.
Always ever evolving.
I think I'm just saying words.
It's okay.
So, we're going to drop it like it's hot.
Tell them, Snoop.
So, we did a Friendsgiving.
We did. And it's Thanksgiving week.
It is.
So, wait.
Baka?
Oh boy, what's a turkey? Thank you.
That was so good.
That was great.
That was so good.
Okay, do it again.
So it's Thanksgiving week. Yay. I just, every time I think of Thanksgiving, I think of food, obviously. Yeah. I feel like that's the main part of Thanksgiving.
Well, in the spirit of my grandpa, it is Friendsgiving week.
Oh.
So we have to refer to it that way.
Aw, Friendsgiving week.
Friendsgiving.
Heard. So we started our Friendsgiving week on Sunday with our friends. We hosted a Friendsgiving and it was so much fun.
It was awesome.
This was our first time hosting like as a couple. This is our third Friendsgiving together. So we did, I hosted a Friendsgiving when we first met.
Yes.
When we were in the neighborhood. And it was kind of just like the neighborhood friends that we had. Then the second one was at my best friend Jeremy's house. And that was like our first Friendsgiving as a couple, which is cute. And then this one, we were like, you know what? You did the Thanos.
I said, fine, I'll do it myself.
Yes, because everybody was like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And Mike was like,
I was like, we're not going to not have one. So I looked at Erica and I said, it's time to host.
Yes. So
we did.
And we did. We tried to be the hostesses with the mostesses.
You have an award?
So, I did get a Dundee. We talked about that last time. So I kind of felt like I had to live up to the Dundee and host with the most. And I think I did because I got compliments and it was pretty awesome. So we asked all our friends to come over on Sunday around 3 p.m. because we do live a little further from them. So we wanted to make sure they had time to do the drive and not leave too late. And if they wanted to drink a little, be responsible enough to get in that car and drive home. We did say they could sleep over, but it was a Sunday and people had to work, i.e. me.
And there's nothing like your bed.
Exactly.
Not like, never mind.
Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa. So I would say it was a success. I made this really cute TikTok video.
Yeah.
And I put it on Reels, on Instagram and all this stuff. And it was like a Friendsgiving recap kind of thing. And it's so cute. Yeah. I feel like we all had a lot of fun. We played games. You had this cool TikTok game that we played.
Yeah, you put like a cup in the middle of the table and then you basically make like a moat around it of upside down cups and then the alcohol cups around that.
Yeah.
And you want to bounce it into the middle one and then the next person goes. And we had 2 teams and we would bounce it in. Next person would go. And if you get it in the cup, then you drink.
It was fun. We didn't take into consideration that our dogs were there and they were trying to eat everything. Said balls. Whoa.
Okay. We're at 2.
They were trying to eat the items that were going into the cups. So we had to save it from them and still try to win the game.
Which became another game.
Yes.
So that was cool.
And it was also fun because you said we did a draft, right?
Yeah, we did a draft. We stood in the middle of the living room and picked our teams. And I picked a great team.
Except for we won the second time.
But what was funny is we both won on the same side of the table. So I think it was just the side.
Yeah, I agree. So it was a lot of fun. We won. And
But that wasn't even the craziest game.
Yeah.
Because I keep forgetting what the other one is called.
Which, Jenga?
No, with the cards. And then you have to go.
Oh, so it's called Down by the River, but it also is called, I call it F the Dealer.
Okay, which makes sense.
Yeah, because at the time, the way you play is that you have to get, you have a regular deck of cards. So you have to say black or red. And when the dealer flips it over,
the card is black or red.
It's black or red. And then the person, if it's black and you said black, then you're good. You go on to the next level. If it's not, you drink. Yeah. So you have to get all four things. You can look it up. It's a whole thing.
It goes black or red, high or low, in or out, and then you have to guess the suit, which you have a 25% chance of doing. What sucks about this game is if you miss at any point of those 4 stages, you go back to square one. So we had a couple people playing for like 10 minutes.
And that's why I call it personally F the Dealer, because you're like, F you, bro. Man, I'm tired of this.
Make it end.
Until you can actually make the dealer play, and then that's fun. But we played that, and so we did one whole round. It took like an hour because there were so many people there. And we have so many friends. And
what a flex.
And it was awesome. Everybody got to play. Everybody kind of got litty off of that. And then we went into other games that we were playing. We did Jenga that had like these rules to follow. So it was like all the girls drink, all the guys drink, people with the letter S in their name drink, something like that.
I was 0 for 2 on that game. I knocked it down. And I'm pretty good at Jenga, I would say, like normal. But for whatever reason, I was cursed.
Yeah, it was bad. It was really...
it was bad.
It wasn't as bad as when we started playing Uno.
Which is the game that just ruins
friendships,
relationships,
all
family ships.
You know why? Because when you play Uno, your relationship doesn't matter.
No, it's like
we're like
it's all cards off.
I was gonna say that cards off the table. So we played Uno, and there was like
it's cutthroat.
12 of us. Mm-hmm. Poor Ty. He had to keep picking up all the cards.
He had a book,
and I felt really bad. But then we were playing this special Uno that there's this card where it says,
this is the worst card ever made in the history of ever.
What was it called? Shuffle.
So we initially thought that would mean you trade hands with whoever you want. So serious advantage, because if someone has one card left, you're like, oh, let me swap with them. That's not what happens
at all.
It screws everyone over, because what happens is you take everyone's card, compile it, shuffle it, and re-deal back out in order. So you could have had one card left, and now you have 5.
It's great.
It's bad. It's so bad.
And it always happened that our friend Ronnie got that
card. The one that did it.
So he was like, it's shuffle time. And then we were like, come on.
He pump faked us the 3rd time. He was like, I'm sorry. And we were like, no.
Because we were just done at that point. It was late. We were ready to go. Well, we didn't have to go anywhere, but you know what I'm saying? Ready to go to bed. And so it was just funny. And I was over here fighting my friend because I just wanted to make him draw 2, draw 4. And, at that moment, it's one of my best friends, Jeremy. We were not friends. I was like, you
are just another person.
This is my territory. I'm going to win, and you have to get over it. So I would say the lesson out of all of this is play Uno with people you're either really good friends with that Uno's not going to mess up.
Take a hit.
Or complete strangers where you don't care. But if there's like an in-between where you like might be an acquaintance, or you might just like go out with that person, do not play Uno with them.
Or warn them.
Yeah.
Before, because
you have to settle all the rules beforehand, because everybody plays their own way.
Exactly. And that's what I was about to say too, because we play Uno not regularly, but often enough. And at every household that we've played this at, it's a different game.
Yeah.
Which is cool, because, I guess that's the whole point of Uno, is that you have the malleability. That's a made-up word.
No, I think that's right.
We'll look it up later. Fact check me. But the no, it doesn't sound right.
It's okay.
But anyways, Uno. So we played this time, which I think we've kind of done a couple times, where you could stack +2s, draw 2s, but you can't stack a draw 4 on a +2.
Yeah, because the math doesn't matter.
Other homes do that.
It's weird.
It's different. I mean, every place is different.
I think Uno heard of the issue and they talked about their rules again. And I think the real rule is you can't stack a +4 and a +2.
Sometimes Uno has said that you can't stack at all. It's like, that's what I'm saying. And then they switch up on their own rules, which drives me nuts.
I'm not okay with that.
Just set it and stick with it.
And forget it.
And let us, or give like an umbrella of rules and just be like, you figure it out yourself.
And I think that's kind of what we did. We just like took it and ran with it.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So I don't know. Should we bring Uno to our family's house?
I think so.
You think?
Absolutely.
I feel like my mom's going to fight me.
Well...
You know she will.
Well, I'm not confirming it.
Okay. That's not okay.
It might happen, might not.
So Thanksgiving is coming up, and I wanted to talk about like Thanksgiving rules. What you think people should abide by when it comes to that day, the holiday, being at somebody's house. So my first thing is, I think if you're showing up to somebody else's house, you have to bring a dish with you.
Okay.
I'm not talking about an empty Tupperware. I'm talking about mashed potatoes. I mean, stuffing, something, and you have to coordinate with them. Obviously, you're not going to bring stuffing and they already have stuffing. Mm-hmm. So I think that's one rule that I feel like is important, because if you just show up empty-handed, it's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, you can also show up with alcohol if you talk to them about it. So that's what I was
about to say. Like, I mean, obviously everyone's in a different situation, and obviously everyone's cooking abilities vary as well. So don't volunteer for something that's out of your ballpark, but it's very easy to just show up with a bottle of wine or something like that and be like, here, this is our gift. Thank you for having us. I'm sorry we couldn't, or whatever. You know what I mean? Or also just go to Publix and get cookies.
Like, or fried chicken.
Yeah, like, yes.
Yeah.
I almost name dropped, but it's okay.
I name dropped him earlier. Ty.
Okay.
Ty brought fried chicken.
Was slapping. I'm going to have the leftovers tomorrow.
Oh, period.
It was good.
So what would you say is a rule?
It's not your home, first off. So you need to have a little bit of decorum.
Okay.
Even if it is your home, I guess just know the ground rules of the place you're entering.
Yeah.
With that, don't be late.
Yes.
Do not be late. And also, do not leave early. Don't be the first person to leave.
Okay, but also there's another rule about
Unless
time.
There's a reason. There's so many rules.
Don't be early.
Okay, but how?
So don't be like
2 hours early.
2 to 1 hour early. I guess you would say 1 to 2
you're going early to set up.
Yes. But if you are just like, I'm going to Jim's house, right? Mm-hmm. And I told Jim I was bringing a pie, but we're just like friends, nothing like I didn't tell him I was getting set up and all this stuff. And I show up and he's still cooking, not ready, like all this stuff. And why did I show up early? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's rude. I think you should show up at the given time, or maybe I think showing up either, I'm even going to say 15 minutes before the given time. That's fine. 30 minutes is a little too much.
Yeah.
And then showing up within the half hour after, I feel like is acceptable. After that, it's like. So,
I mean, for us, obviously I know my family, so I have a little wiggle room in that area. So Thanksgiving's for 4:00, which means we're not going to be eating until an hour after.
Yeah.
At the minimum. Just because it has to be 75 million hellos. And
especially because we're Hispanic.
And 50, can I get you something? Mm-hmm. And 25, how are you doing? And all, you know how it goes.
Yeah.
So it's at 4, but it's not at 4. But the problem is you can't be there for 5 because you missed 4. Mm-hmm. And 4 is the time to get ready for food.
Yeah.
It's the be there time. So just be there when you're told.
Yeah. It's rude to show up at 5 when everybody's already getting their plate, because then you didn't say your hellos.
Then they're waiting for you to eat, and you don't be that person.
Don't be that person. Okay, so when it comes to like, it's different when you're hosting, I feel like. So we hosted the Friendsgiving, and I felt like I didn't have to wear shoes because it's my house. And I gave everyone...
And I wore shoes the whole night.
So it's so interesting.
And I'll tell you my reason why.
So I felt like I didn't have to wear shoes. I also said to my friends, because they saw me obviously not wearing shoes, and they were like, is it a no shoe zone? And I was like, no, you're good. You decide what you want to do. You can put shoes on. You can just do the socks.
We don't believe in shoes.
No shoes at all. So I was just like, you can decide what you want to do, but I just feel weird putting sneakers or like shoes on in my home, because I don't know.
No, I agree with what you're saying. So my angle was, if other people are visiting and they're trying to be like nice, I guess, or whatever, and they are wearing shoes like just to be like, oh, well, I'm visiting someone's home. I want them to feel okay, so I'm trying to be with them.
Got you.
So that was I was like, you know what? I'll wear shoes all night. That way the people that are wearing shoes don't feel like uncomfortable or left out.
Yeah.
So it was almost like, because obviously whenever people come over, you're like, oh, make it like you're at your own home. Well, I'm literally like making it so it could be like that by being another guest in my own home. That's the angle I took.
That makes sense. And I think they both worked out, because it was then the question came about where it was like, wait, do we wear shoes or do we not wear shoes? And I'm like, whatever you feel comfortable doing, do it. Because for me, if it was like a Christmas party we were hosting and I was wearing like a nice dress, I would put heels on. Yeah. But for me, I was wearing these nice, like cute, baggy short pants and a crop top. And I was like, I don't really need to put sneakers on for this because I'm home.
Right.
So I think that rule is kind of like,
well, it's like Uno, set the rules before.
Exactly.
Because if you're doing a PJ party, you're not wearing shoes.
Exactly.
You're wearing PJs.
So, question.
Answer.
Because this came up during Friendsgiving as well, and it can apply for Thanksgiving as well. Can you automatically say you're taking a plate to go?
Oh, no.
Do you have to ask the host?
Yeah. I asked the host, is it okay if I take a plate home?
Yeah.
That's it. Don't assume.
Don't assume, because people will be like, just start loading up plates.
Don't assume.
And other people are like, no, I actually was going to use that for like this later. And
no, what's actually crazy is if they just take leftovers without saying, and then I'm expecting that tomorrow's dinner is going to be leftovers. Yeah. And this is obviously me as the host. And then they're just not there. I'm going to be like, where are they?
Yeah, exactly. And that's one thing I appreciated about our Friendsgiving and our friends. Every single person was like, is it cool if I take leftovers? And for me, that's no brainer, because I'm like, why are we going to keep all that food?
I'm so glad.
We're just two people with like stacks of food. So I was like, absolutely. We gave people Tupperwares. We're like, dude.
Well, and that's what's so funny is because the statement I just made, I was thinking about it from such like a logical standpoint. Mm-hmm. But if one of our friends came up and they were like, you have to edit that one.
No.
If one of our friends came up and they were like, do you mind if I get some leftovers? I'd be like, oh, why are you asking me, bro? Just grab some. I don't care. And then they'd be like, oh, wow, he's rude.
Well, that's the thing is, it felt weird that they asked me, but at the same time,
I get it.
I appreciated it, because I was like, what if I did say like, nah, actually you can't?
It would have been like,
that would have been awkward. And then like, get out of my house. Imagine.
crazy ending. Crazy night.
Ending. So, okay. So we obviously we did Friendsgiving. We have Thanksgiving. And then
Friday.
Black Friday.
Which is also known as
Black Friday.
Which is also known as for you
Brown Friday. Listen.
Let me hear it.
Okay. I need to tell somebody about this.
Okay.
So it's called Brown Friday. And I'm sorry if you're eating right now. For plumbers. Because
it's the worst day of the year.
They get like a 70% increase in calls, but it's not just bathrooms. It's also people not knowing what to put down, like the
garbage disposal.
Exactly. The dish drain, just like if they pour oil down the drain and then it clogs up, obviously. Right. So they get a ton of calls. So be good and don't mess anything up. And also, like, for me, I'm lactose intolerant. So like if you have to take lactate pills because you know you're going to tear up like some mac and cheese, do it.
And
don't let the mac and cheese tear up you. Go ahead.
I'm doing it this year.
Yes.
And I'm having so much fun. And this is so rude. I'm a rude person. I'm having so much fun this week and last week poking the bear on how carefree I am about this mac and cheese. So my aunt, who's hosting today, was like, you're not even gonna I don't believe you. You're not even gonna make it. And I continue to just poke away. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I haven't bought any ingredients, which I haven't, but I've made mac and cheese for you before. And it was great.
Amazing.
And then we just recently had mac and cheese at our Friendsgiving. And I was talking to Jess, who made it. And
she did a fantastic job.
Picked apart some points of what she did. So I can kind of mold that into what I do. And I already know it's going to be good. It's just so funny because I'm taking that very arrogant luxury of just being like, yeah, it's. I know it's going to be good, but you guys don't. So.
And it's crazy because mac and cheese is such an important part of Thanksgiving. And what did you read online that said
it says you need 3 references and like 2 other things to make the Thanksgiving mac and cheese.
Yeah, so it's important. So for example, in our group chat, Jess kind of came out of nowhere. We were talking about what we were going to bring, and she was like, I'm doing the mac and cheese.
Which is funny because between us, I was planning on doing my trial run for Thanksgiving for our Friendsgiving, and I was going to do the mac and cheese. And then she texted, and I was like, mother bleep, 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 bleep.
But I've seen Jess cook.
So I was like, I'm just going to do it for Thursday.
Yeah, I've seen Jess cook, and she's a very good cook.
I immediately told you, I'm like, we're in great hands.
Yeah, so there's nothing to worry
Jess
about.
knows cheese.
But she's like from Wisconsin. She loves cheese. So she might not be from Wisconsin. I always get that wrong. But anyway. Minnesota. So she is really good at cooking mac and cheese. So there was no problem there. I know probably people had in their mind like question like, is she going to do a good mac and cheese?
No doubt in my mind.
I knew. I was like, this is about to be bomb.
And then me, after having several, we're going to talk about the drinks I had as well.
Oh.
After having several of those, me going back for seconds very quietly while everyone was playing games. And then she made eye contact with me, and I tilted my plate down, and the entire plate was mac and cheese. There was nothing else that I got. I just went back for mac and cheese.
So shout out Jess.
Yeah, it was a bussin'.
Oh, wow. Okay. And what drink did you have?
I'm so glad you asked.
Go ahead, because you and Jeremy were on something else.
So we had a drink, and it was called... Do you want to tell them the name, or you want me to do it? You want me to just...
I want you to just handle it, yeah.
Yeah. So we had the Honda Civic.
Care to explain?
Yeah. So all you do is bust a can of that orange. The can is orange. You got to put lots of ice. Then pour it over that ice. Fresh passion fruit in there. Stir it up. Like Bob Marley said, stir it up. And that's how you get the Honda Civic, also known as a peach Bellini or passion fruit Bellini.
Also known as Drake made a video, so him and Jeremy,
baby, let's go.
We're like, we gotta make the same drink that Drake makes.
And we did, and it was fire, and I want to get it again for Thanksgiving.
It was bomb. And then Rochelle also made, I think it was a pink Starburst.
Yeah, and
drink.
That looked good too.
It was so good. It had like watermelon pucker. It had
mother pucker.
vanilla. It had vanilla vodka, and there was a couple other things in it, and it was fire. So those were our 2 like main drinks, and then we also had a ton of wine. Yeah. Ronnie brought Riscato. And
we were going to town. The food, the drinks, the ambiance, the music. 10 out of 10.
The decorum.
Yeah, the decor. Crazy.
Okay, so we went back to Thanksgiving. Let's fast forward again to Black Friday. So Black Friday is coming up, obviously, but for me, it's not so much about shopping.
It's about experiencing.
The Queen, Doja Cat, is going to be in Tampa, and I'm so excited. This is going to be technically my second time seeing her. I seen her in a festival when I went to Vegas one time. And then she performed for about an hour-ish. Yeah. But I was like trying to like...
I saw the video that you showed me.
Dog.
You had a better chance filming through binoculars and then getting...
Yeah, everybody's heads were in the way. And obviously their phones were in the way. And I was just trying to see. And I saw her pretty well. But I'm excited to actually like have a seat.
Yeah.
And this is
smaller venue.
Yeah, smaller venue, but an arena tour that she's actually doing. And I love her new album, obviously. Mm-hmm. I don't stop talking about it. But you're excited too, because you love Doja.
I do.
And
I do. And from what I've heard / seen, she's going to put on quite a show. I've heard that she sings everything herself. There's no backtrack. So a lot of artists, when they go on tour, they have the song playing.
Yeah.
And they'll do like 3 words. They'll be like, oh yeah, I let the crowd go a little bit, come back and did this stuff, blah, blah, blah. And she's just doing the whole thing. It's just the instrumental playing. And it's not just the instrumental from the track. It's a live band doing it.
That's awesome.
So this is going to be a home run.
I might cry. I'm definitely buying merch.
Go for it. Why not?
It's going to be a whole event. So it's crazy because I was supposed to do an interview that day. It was going to be my first artist interview, not with Doja Cat. It was going to be with Doechii, who's opening up for her. And I was so excited, but I was very nervous because I've never done a live artist interview, especially backstage. So I was kind of buying all the stuff for it. I bought like little mics that I'm going to just use anyway. And then it happens. So she is from Tampa, Florida. And I totally understand this, but her family is doing this outing with her. So she's not doing any meet and greets, any radio. She's just hanging out with her family, doing her performance and moving on with her day. And I totally get it. So when I got told that the interview was canceled, I was bummed for a second, but then I kind of took it as like, everything happens for a reason. This was not supposed to be my first artist interview, even though I was prepared. Mm-hmm. I was excited.
You were very prepared.
I was very prepared, but I was like, this is not supposed to be it. It's not supposed to happen like this. And also now I can drink before I go see Doja Cat and get a little tipsy, because I wasn't going to drink because I'm not trying to mess up an artist interview or anything like that. So I just saw the positive of it, and I'm very excited. And then the next day we're going to Busch Gardens.
First time ever.
You've never been there.
Crazy. And I love roller coasters, so this is like, I'm in heaven.
Yeah, so we're meeting up with some friends. It's gonna be awesome. And then that flows into Cyber Monday, which I don't
get on Amazon.
Yeah, literally get on Amazon. I don't really celebrate Black Friday and Cyber Monday anymore. It used to be an event when we were kids.
So it used to, and I'm trying to think of like a pinpoint year where everything changed, because it definitely happened, but it went from like the mall parking lot was filled.
Yeah.
And you would go, and Friday was the day, and it didn't carry over into Saturday. That transitioned into like a little bit of Saturday shopping. The deals were still going. That is now like Black Friday and Cyber Monday had a child, and it started last week and it ends on like December 1st. It's
very weird. So I remember specifically, I used to go and be like, okay, you guys are meeting me at the mall, to my friends.
Yeah.
We're meeting at this store at 12:30.
I was going to say, did you do like early mornings?
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
We met at 12:30. My mom would take us until I was old enough to drive, and then we would just pop in there. But there was a shift when they started doing Black Friday on Thursdays. So I remember getting my laptop for the first time.
That's cool.
I was doing, and it was kind of annoying because it took away from your Thanksgiving. So I was doing Thanksgiving until about 5:00, which is kind of when it starts. And then I took my cousin. I'm like, I got to go get a laptop. So I stood in line, got the laptop, went back, enjoyed my time at Thanksgiving. Yeah. But I remember that was one of the moments where it started kind of going backwards. And then from there, it was like, okay, now it's starting on Monday. Now it's starting on Sunday.
It's crazy.
And it's just like, I guess it's interesting that Black Friday is still technically a day because of all the deals and stuff, but it's not just a day anymore.
Right.
But I would say, get all the deals you can. I don't necessarily I'm not like, it's Black Friday, I need to get everything.
I was going to ask you, do you have like a fond Black Friday memory, like a core one, or the one you mentioned, is that it for you?
I would say there's two. So one of them, I remember going to American Eagle with my mom in Waterford Lakes. It's like a little town center. And I would go there and we would, just see all the jeans and all that stuff. You had to wear the cool jeans to high school. And my mom's like, okay, pick stuff out. And then we would pick it out, and it wasn't that expensive and it was super exciting. But I think my favorite overall memory is just meeting out with my friends in the mall.
Yeah.
And just being like, okay, when you're done with Thanksgiving, we're meeting at this time, or we all rode together. So it was just very cool. What about you?
I got in line at GameStop.
Nice.
I did a midnight GameStop line, and I got a PS4 when the PS4 dropped on Black Friday. So we all lined up, and it was cool, like just talking. I mean, I'm a huge nerd, so let's get that out of the way first. But it was cool talking to other people who just love video games and stuff like that. It wasn't too long because you had to order it before to then get in the line.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like if I got to the front and they were out, I was stuck. We were purely just waiting for the people to open the door. But it was the excitement of like, we all got one. Like once they open that door, our lives are going to change. Like we used to be PlayStation 3 people, but now we're going to be 4.
We've
you know
upgraded.
What I mean? And I missed that because trying to get a PlayStation 5 was a nightmare.
It was crazy
2 years ago, and it's still kind of difficult, but not nearly what it was. But it'd be way more enjoyable to do like how it used to be.
I never did the TV thing.
Oh,
where you're
yeah,
in front of Best Buy for like, I don't know, hours
waiting
before, a day before, and people had tents, and then they'd be like, hold my line, I have to go to the bathroom.
Well, have you seen the videos where like people like break in, like they're running in? I've never experienced that.
It's never that deep. I truly think it's never that deep.
TV.
I think this year I'm definitely going to have my eye out for online things because of Christmas coming up. And there's a couple things I already know in my head. Like I'm like, okay, I hope the website that I want to buy this from does a little discount on Black Friday and then I can cop it. Yeah. So, I mean, that's really it. And I'm very excited for Doja Cat. Oh my gosh. I literally can see I'm very, very excited. I don't even know what's going to happen.
Don't pass out. Because I do want to enjoy the concert and I don't want to have to like pick you up off the ground.
I won't pass out. I know how to control myself around celebrities. But speaking of music and just Doja Cat, and obviously the Scarlet album is amazing.
Go listen to it if you haven't, because we're 11 episodes deep now. And I think we're very close to the 50% threshold of mentioning this album. So if you haven't heard the past 5 weeks to listen to it.
No, honestly, I think it's probably the whole podcast because it dropped September 22nd.
Wow, yeah, we might have mentioned it almost in every episode.
We started like in September.
Yeah, that's spectacular. So this is actually the Scarlet Pod.
Yeah.
New name. No, but seriously, in all seriousness, like that's the same word. Go listen to it.
Yeah. And a ton of new albums dropped between the time we did episode 10 and took like a little break. And then we're back now. So the Kid Laroi dropped an album.
9 out of 10 album.
It's so good. It's called The First Time. And you were playing it in the car.
Yeah, you forget that he's 19 years old.
Bruh.
I always forget because of what he talks about in songs with like drinking and stuff. But are they able to drink at 18 in Australia?
Let's say yes.
So then he gets a pass.
Yeah.
If not, then underage.
In my brain, he's 25.
Yeah, he's definitely not. And then he cut his hair.
Yeah.
So now he looks older.
He looks like Justin.
But yeah, I mean, all right. So that's I was going to speak about that briefly on the album because it's like a mix of alternative pop, I guess, and rap. I mean, he straight up raps on some tracks, and there's beat switches and everything. I gave it a 9 out of 10. I loved it for what it was, but I've also loved all his music that he's put out prior to. So this wasn't too difficult to be like, oh, this isn't good. No, it was good. So call it what it is. Call a spade a spade. Just like the card game. Going from there, did you listen to it a lot or you kind of just listened to what I played?
Yeah, I listened to what you played and I like to relate it to, I told you this in the car, it gives me Post Malone vibes in a way that he doesn't stick to one genre. Like he's not like, I'm a rapper. And he's not like, I'm a singer. He does everything. Like he dabbles. He has acoustic versions. And it just reminds me how Post Malone, he has his rock era. Then he just performed at the CMAs in his country era. So I'm just loving that everybody is kind of doing their own thing.
Experimenting.
Funny enough, Doechii, she just plays music that is how she feels in the moment. So she has a rap song that's like insane, crazy rap, and then she has what it is though. Oh, what's up? Right. So I just love that.
And then that's the one that goes viral.
Exactly. But I just love that everyone is like not saying like I'm only an R&B artist. This is all I'm doing. So the Kid Laroi gives you a little bit of everything.
I'm an artist and putting out whatever they want, which I think is awesome. And I think for him in particular, that's attributed to his best friend was Juice WRLD.
I forget that.
Right. And Juice WRLD is, before his passing, was and still is one of the best rappers ever. Some of the stuff he put out was insane.
Really? I didn't listen to him like that, so I didn't know.
Nuts. And they're all off the top.
Wow.
So that's crazy. We'll check some of those out. I'll show you those. And then his BFF now is Justin Bieber.
I know. And it's
Bugatti
weird.
Bieber.
It's so weird. He has this song, and I can't remember what it's called, but in the middle of the song, he starts talking about Haley. And I'm like, his girlfriend's name, talking about Kid Laroi. Right. Kid Laroi's girlfriend's name isn't Haley. And then I was like, all I know is Haley Bieber.
Right.
I'm like, is he talking about Haley?
And then we looked it up.
And it was Justin talking in the middle of the song. And it's so interesting because he also does sound like Justin sometimes. Yeah. And that's because that's kind of like his protege. His guy, yeah. Like, or Justin.
He is to, okay, here it is. The way that
Usher. Got it. Oh, I was going to say that.
Okay, the way that Usher was to Bieber is what Bieber is to the Kid Laroi.
Yes, I literally was going to say that. Yeah. So we have the same.
The torch.
We have the same brain.
So yeah, we do. Anyway,
maybe.
But because we were talking about experimenting, one of the greatest rappers of all time dropped a flute album.
Bruh.
I couldn't say it with a straight face.
He said a flute album.
A flute album.
Okay, so. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about my first reaction.
What was it?
Why?
No, Why? Because...
Why?
Andre 3000.
3 stacks.
Outcast. Andre 3000.
Flute. Hot cross bun.
Love, because he's an artist.
That's the most Andre 3000 thing to do.
Yes.
Is drop a flute album.
So I love because he's an artist, and it's so funny because he's like, I didn't feel like making rap songs anymore because, you know, like I don't know if he's 40, 50, whatever. He's like, what am I even going to rap about anymore? And we're like, dude, rap about your life.
Rap about what we want to hear about you.
You could rap about Thanksgiving if you want. You could rap about what you did in the day. Like, we like you as artists, just rap. But not to say that his flute album isn't going to be fire. It is out already. I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm interested in listening to it and maybe even dancing a little to it.
So you want to hear my angle?
Go ahead.
Because obviously, initially, I'm like, I thought it was a joke.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no way he's putting out a flute album. Wrong. He put out a flute album.
He did.
Now, this guy's a genius. And I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
This album is going to be sampled by producers and rappers for the rest of time.
I didn't even think about that.
Do you know how many people eat up instrumentals that have like flutes and percussion instruments on it?
That's true.
They're going to pick apart this album way past when we're gone.
I feel like Metro is going to be the first one to use it.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Because he just did that whole symphony thing.
Yep.
So it just
would not be
kind of makes sense. So you you have some of the titles, right? Of this.
So you read the album title, New Blue Sun. You're like, cool. The cover, him playing the flute.
Love it.
Great. So the tracks. This is a track. So I want you to picture in your head when you're asking a friend to play a song and you say, yo, can you play, right?
Yeah.
How are you going to get this one out? Yo, can you play, I swear I really wanted to make a rap album, but this is literally the way the wind blew me.
Shut your face.
Yeah. How about...
That's the name of the song?
Yeah, that's the opening track.
That's longer than the one I Write Sins Not Tragedies, or like Girls... Fun.
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, you're on the right track.
You know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm, by Fall Out Boy.
Yeah.
You're on the right track. That night in Hawaii when I turned into a panther and started making these low registered pun.
What?
Yes.
He's proving that you could put anything on an album and people will eat it up.
Mm-hmm. Ants to you, gods to who?
What?
I don't know what that means.
I kind of like it.
And I'm not going to talk about all of them, even though these are wild. But 93 Till Infinity and Beyonce. Come on.
Now Beyonce needs to sample that, and that would be epic. Tell me not.
I'm at a loss for words because I'm still reading these track titles, and I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I've never been speechless when I see a song, and I'm also dying laughing because Apple Music won't show the entire title.
Yeah.
So I'm on the Genius app right now.
Oh, okay.
Which is a lyric app. So when I click on the song, it literally says this song is an instrumental. There's no words.
I thought it was just going to say flute.
Oh, that'd be cool. I'm going to edit it because you can go in and edit it.
Oh, okay.
It's like Wikipedia.
Yeah. Which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But so he dropped that. So we have the Kid Leroy the first time, Andre 3000 with New Blue Sun, a flute medley.
The Renaissance album.
And then Drake talking about, he's like, I'm done with music right now. I'm going to take a mental health break. And yet.
Well, what did the fans do? They got on his mental health.
Yeah, well,
they said you drop garbage, hot garbage.
That's not our fault that you can't. Okay,
that's not my fault.
I didn't even say that. So
it was gas, but
let me take that back. I just feel like he didn't need to respond, but I'm glad he responded.
Yeah, Joe Budden called him out, and they're sworn enemies. They've been for a while, and people said, "Oh, he ain't got it anymore. It's not good. Music sucks."
And so he got it.
And what happened? He came for their necks, and he got them.
And what did he drop?
He dropped Scary Hours 3. So this is the third installment of the Scary Hours EP series. First one, God's Plan came from that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the lesser of the songs on that was Diplomatic Immunity, which is funny because that's a bar heavy rap song.
Yeah.
What people are looking for. And this just shows me that the internet is a fake place because they're looking for Rap Drake, but they stream God's Plan more. Keep that thought in your head as we proceed forward. So Scary Hours 2 had Wants and Needs. That's the song with him and Lil Baby.
Okay.
The one where they both rap really fast and then he goes, sins, I got sins.
Oh, yes. I know that one.
Great song. So that, and then he's got a song with Rick Ross on there and they never miss on a collab as well. That's Scary Hours 2. Scary Hours 3 is rap song, rap song, rap song, rap song. And then he ends it with the ultimate club banger where he talks about ex-girlfriends.
Oh, yes. That one's fun. Mm-hmm. That one's definitely, you said that was going to be in the club, just going crazy.
I already see it.
So he did it in a way that he didn't drop another album per se. Like, it was an album, but
he attached it onto his album For All the Dogs. So now if you go on Apple Music, it's a new album cover. So sorry to his son, Adonis. The dog had to go, I guess.
Darn.
So now there's a new cover and it says For All the Dogs Scary Hours Edition. And those 6 tracks that he just made, which he said he made in 5 days.
Outrageous.
Awesome. He put at the end of the album. So now it's the whole album and then the last 6 are like bonus tracks, which is essentially what a deluxe album is. Yeah. It's bonus tracks on top of your album.
But still, then it's going to be streamed more the whole album versus...
Right. So now all his numbers that were already high for it being a number 1 are getting even higher because you're streaming this, but it's the same album. It's genius marketing.
And then on top of all that, this man wants to go on tour with J. Cole.
Which...
You okay?
No.
Do you need to collect yourself?
Okay because the prices.
Yeah. I don't even want to talk about it.
I don't understand how we live in a timeline where people can afford $1,000 floor seat tickets.
They were doing it for Bad Bunny.
And I don't get that either. So it is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Twice in a lifetime.
Yeah.
Already happened. Because we're fortunate, I guess.
Third in a lifetime. Because we saw them at Dreamville.
That's the once I was talking about. What's the other time?
Oh, I was just talking about the Drake concert we just went to.
Oh, okay. I was talking about them being together on stage.
Heard.
So, yeah, it is very rare. Let's put it that way. And they're coming close to home.
I know, very, very close.
Oh, my gosh. And those are 2 of my favorite artists. We've spoken about the trinity of him, Kendrick, and Drake in past episodes. And that's 2/3 of it right there. This is a story that you tell your kids and your grandkids, if you're a music head like how we are, that you saw 2 of the greatest artists ever on the stage at the same time.
We're going to make it happen. I don't know how.
Speak it into existence.
I'm going to try to pull some strings, but strings might be a little tight, so I don't really know how it's going to work.
Well,
but
we'll see.
We'll see.
But I do have a segue of trying to pull some strings and things not happening because Tory Lanez is never going to get out of jail anytime soon.
Yikes.
But... he put out an album.
Oh my gosh.
Live from jail.
How?
It's not recorded live from jail. Actually, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, do they let him go into a studio real quick?
That would be
during his hour out. Is that messed up?
No, I mean, you're speaking on life in prison and you only have a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that works. I personally think it was pre-recorded. Some of the songs were on YouTube. What are you laughing at? What's so funny? Go for it. Nope.
I really tried to hold it in. You said P recorded.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Instead of he recorded?
No, you were trying to say re-recorded.
And I said P recorded?
No, you were trying to...
Yeah. Karma.
Karma is my boyfriend.
Anyways, Karma is a guy on the Chiefs.
On the Chiefs.
I don't know if you guys saw that, but...
Travi.
The crowd went nuts. And also, we're wrong because they make it very cute couple.
They're so adorable.
It's awesome. Anyways, back to what we were talking about. I think the album was No, it wasn't It was pre.
Yeah, but you said P.
Whatever.
Rewind 3 minutes and you'll hear it.
The album was pre-recorded prior to him going to jail because some of the songs were on YouTube already. And the other ones they have that similar vibe on this deluxe that he put out. And it's an 11 new tracks to the Alone at Prom album, which is his like 80s 90s album that he put out in 2021. I loved every single song on that original album. There's some that I was still playing, and then now obviously I'm running through the whole thing again, and it's amazing.
Yeah, it's good.
He sounds like Michael Jackson on one of the tracks.
Yeah.
It's called Poison Ivy, and it's freaking awesome.
That one is very good. And you played it during our Friendsgiving, and I saw people like bobbing their heads.
Well, and what's funny is I meticulously curated this playlist.
Yeah, with your own picture vein.
Whatever. Anyways, the picture's fire. Who took it? You did. Yeah, you did. Anyways, so I put that song after playing Candy. Tastes like candy, candy. And also playing Michael Jackson. Do you remember the time? Do you? Wow. Anyways, so I played it after those, so it kind of flowed, which was cool. Because you don't know that it's modern.
Yes. Modern Jam.
Pink. Oh no, here we go. I'm back in the teaser mode. I know you like.
Okay, you're done.
And that's not even the song of the week.
Yeah, since you're singing already, you're going to go first. So, song of the week, if you're new to the show, it is when we each pick our own song that we want to share with you, and we sing it for you since we don't have the rights to play it because it'll get flagged because it's not our music. And then we explain why we picked it. So we're going to start with you and do your thing.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lambs, rams, hogs, dogs, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chickens, turkeys, rabbit, you name it. And that is my song of the week because it's Thanksgiving.
I was going to say, why is it your song of the week?
You know, I had it Overliable ready to go.
Funny enough that you picked that song.
Okay.
Because...
oh, boy.
It's time.
No way.
I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need, and I don't care about
keep going.
Underneath the Christmas tree. Okay, so.
Oh, I thought you were going to.
What?
I just want you
for my own. More than you. Make my wish catch. Shh. Baby, all I want for Christmas is you.
She'd be proud. She's defrosting.
I picked her because I believe by Friday, or probably since we're busy this weekend.
Let's talk about that.
I believe by Sunday, we are going to put up our Christmas stuff.
Yeah, we're allowed to now.
Because it's time. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so I just felt like that should be the song of the week because we're going into putting up Christmas stuff. Some people already put up stuff and you're very upset about that.
Yeah, you got...
listen.
Some people, and I know a lot of them, and it's okay because your opinion is wrong, but the Christmas stuff before Thanksgiving, I don't comprehend.
Yeah.
Can't comprehend it.
We were driving down the road and I was like, "Aw, look, they're putting together the little reindeer with lights." And you were like, "Ugh, it's not even Thanksgiving yet." And I was like, "Okay, Grinch, like, I don't know why you went crazy like that, but I know you felt so strongly about it." And I was like, "Dang, like we really do have to wait until after Thanksgiving to put up our tree."
One day. It ain't gonna hurt.
All right, just relax. We have other stuff to do though. So like, what if we forget?
We're not gonna forget because it's you, and you don't forget.
Heard
or forgive.
What?
Got him.
Oh my.
Anyways, no. I wanted to ask you about that.
Couples therapy.
When do you, prior to us being a thing, when did you set up your Christmas?
I would say day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, so you still abided by the rules.
Yeah.
Or the rule of thumb.
Yeah, just because it just makes sense to me. And lately, since we've been decorating our house more like seasonally, I would say we did a whole like harvest pumpkin moment for Thanksgiving. And now we're switching over to Christmas. So I'm very excited about that. One more thing I wanted to throw in before we play Fact or Cap.
Okay.
Let's talk about Snoop.
Fooled everyone.
Bruh.
Fooled everybody. He got people to stop.
No. Was it Meek or who was it?
He was one of them.
Meek was like, "I'm done." And I'm like, Snoop laughing in the corner because he was not done. So Snoop posted a video, if you don't know, or he posted
a picture
and he was like, "I'm done with smoke."
And everyone said, "What?"
And you know, now that you think about it, he didn't say "I'm done smoking."
Yeah, however,
he said "I'm done with smoke."
But you know how he talks. So
That's
I'm just
true.
like picturing him say it and
"I'm done with smoke."
All right, Al Pacino.
I'm so sorry.
Jesus.
Snoop,
an
forgive.
Italian mob boss?
Snoop, forgive. So he said he was done with smoke. So everybody was like, the apocalypse is happening. Snoop Lion, our Unc Snoop, he's done. So what do we do with our lives kind of thing? just keep living your life because he's just a person.
Right.
But they were like, this is crazy. So he's like, please give me the time I need. Like, you know, like time to grieve, right? He was posting stuff.
He posted a caption that said natural high.
Bruh.
Oh my goodness.
And so everybody's like, oh, this is real.
He's done.
He went crazy until today in the morning. He posted a commercial.
And it was the still from the photo that panned out to a video. And this man was endorsing a smokeless grill. And he said, I'm done with smoke.
No, and I love it. I love it.
He must have taken the biggest money deal and secured the bag by doing this.
100%.
I know he was dying laughing when they were like, we have an idea.
He was probably, before he took the picture or after, he was probably smoking weed.
Oh, guaranteed.
He's like, this is about to be fire. You don't smoke weed like that. Sorry.
I don't smoke.
I don't either, mother. So.
Oh my God.
What?
Edit that out.
Why?
I don't know. For you. Just looking out for you.
My mom. Well, let me not say that. Okay. So we're going to go into Factor Cap because we love quit playing games and all we do is play games. So I'm going to start. And obviously, if it's fact,
we say fact. And then if it's
cap, you say cap. And if you don't know what cap means, it means that's not
false.
True. Yeah. So.
You going first?
Yeah. I feel like Ariana Grande when I do that. Yeah. A group of monkeys is called a troop. Do not look it up.
I have to get my questions ready. And true. Fact.
Okay. You're right.
So why? Do you know that answer?
No.
Because I sure don't.
Because monkey is troop. I don't know.
You know what's crazy is I had a tab open.
Word.
Tab's gone. But I put the notes. So I think I might have it.
Go ahead.
So Abraham Lincoln is the first president that introduced Thanksgiving. Factor cap.
Cap.
That is cap. It was actually George Washington.
I knew it was something with the G.
Mm-hmm. So I had more to talk about it, but that article is gone. But I do remember George Washington.
Okay, my second one. Mickey's name was originally going to be Mortimer Mouse.
I'm sorry. One more time?
Mortimer Mouse.
Yeah, that's fact.
You're right. You're kind of killing it today.
I'm 2 for 2. That's awesome. Why? Why did Walt do that?
I didn't get specifics this time.
Can I talk? Can we have an interjection?
Yeah.
I saw the craziest theory online, and I went into the black hole of theories and conspiracy theories, and I kind of want to talk about this one if we have time.
Of Walt?
Yeah. So do you know that? I don't even know if it's real. They might take this episode down if I talk about it.
Yeah, but, Disney rules the world.
Walt Disney froze his head. Did you hear about that? Or his body? He's frozen.
I thought it was his tings.
No, I think it's him. He froze himself.
Okay,
so this was gaining traction, right? And a lot of people were looking it up. So they were like, Walt Disney Frozen, Walt Disney Frozen. So what did Disney do? They made the movie Frozen to redirect the searches to the movie instead of him.
Shut your face. That movie's so good.
But now every time you look up Disney Frozen movie,
but you
Elsa,
could just put,
that way.
You could just put Walt. When I'm on Google, I write it like I'm writing a paragraph. Yeah. So I'll be like, Walt the person, Disney, Frozen, because his head is frozen in, you know what I'm saying? I'll write it out. So I'll find it. But that is very smart. And I love that little tidbit you just gave us.
So Factor Cap, that story. I'm kidding. No, Factor Cap, turkey makes you sleepy.
Fact.
It is a fact.
Because of Seinfeld. I remember the episode.
Oh, take it away.
Sorry. There's an episode in Seinfeld where I don't know why there's something in turkey that makes you sleepy. So they're like, eat up. And then they would pour more wine and get them really sleepy.
You nailed it. Yeah. There's enzymes and specific things in the turkey that when consumed in large quantity, which is pretty much how everyone does it for Thanksgiving, it makes you tired. And that's why everyone gets a little sleepy at the end of the night.
That makes sense.
Wow, that was cool.
Tied
Seinfeld in.
Love Seinfeld. The most common letter in the alphabet is A.
False. Cap. It's E.
Dang, how'd you know that?
Dude, I'm on fire today. I did not look that up. I promise. And that was another moment during the game night where I was like, diamonds, and diamonds. Boom.
How'd you know that?
I felt right. Your name is Erica.
Yeah, but I have an A in my name.
I have an E in my name.
And you have an A in your name.
Yeah, but I have an E in my first name. I have a E. I have several in my middle name. And then I don't in my last name, but that doesn't matter because it outnumbered.
I have actually E and A in all three. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's very interesting.
So that's why. And then I went, well, if it's not and I'm right, then it's got to be this one.
That's facts.
Your shirt has
it's
an
cap,
E
actually.
and no A. There you go.
Go crazy. Yours has an A and an E and an A and an E and 2 A's.
So, fact or cap. Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade has over 1 million attendees every year in New York City. Like, shown up for the parade. In person. Not watching on TV.
Fact.
That is correct.
Ooh, I was like, because that's the only one I got right.
3.5 million people show up in New York City standing on the streets to watch that parade every single year on average.
It's slightly outrageous, but when you think about it, we all watch it on TV anyway.
Same thing. Yeah.
So it's like, it makes sense that many people would go out for that.
So I wonder what the numbers are for watching it and being there. Like, they got to be like 10 million plus. No, more than that.
Like billion?
Billion. The Austin Powers, jeez.
Billion. Okay, that's it.
That's what we got, yeah.
Hey, so
hope you liked it.
That's what we got. Yes. Awesome. Okay. So thank you so much for listening
Guys,
to
I'm
us.
hungry and I have a sty in my eye and it won't go away. And I look like I got punched in the eye.
He doesn't. You look like a bee stung you in a specific spot.
Yeah.
But it's cute.
No, it's not.
My sty.
Goodbye. No, like literally I'm taking the headphones off.
Okay, literally. Bye.
Bye, everyone.